What's good, man? I've got like the best. Well, like, it's a kind of good story, you know. Like, it kind of slaps, but it's kind of funny at the same time. So it's like, I put it on like a 7 or an 8 scale, but you can fucking decide. This is literally about the time that I got my friend so high that he practically passed out in a fucking forest. So about, I would have been about 14 at the time. And during that time, what I would do is I signed up for this like after school thing, and I did it for the first like couple sessions to like boost my grades and shit, but then I realized that they never had a register there. And if they don't have a register, that means I can like skip it, and like no one's gonna know that I'm gone, and no one's gonna think to like say anything because no one gives a fuck because I'm not on the register. All they're thinking is, oh, he thought fuck this, he's going home. Like, that's a fairly logical way to think about it too. And instead, what I thought I'd do is after I figured out I could get away with that, I was like, I'm calling up the guy that used to sell me weed from that alternative school that I went to. I called that motherfucker. I was like, yo, this time, reverse situation. I've got some bud and I'm gonna smoke you up for free. So on almost reverse situation, he never smoked me up for free. He would charge me way more than what like I paid for, but I let it slide because I was like 13 and he didn't really know what he was doing. Like, he didn't have a scale, and I didn't care because like I had money anyway. So I thought fuck it, because he's my mate, I'll just let it slip. And this time it was the other way around. I had some bud and I was like, yo, link me and you can smoke for free. So we had this spot that I've spoken about a couple times before. This was actually the same spot where I'm not sure if I've actually told this story or not, but where we got caught like, well, we were like smoking weed like pretty much in the middle of like a police chase. Like, we were smoking and then like police came down to the tank tracks and started chasing all these dirt bikes. Like, I don't think I've told that story, but it was the same fucking spot. And there's this like pillbox that we would always chill in, and we had done since we were like younger. Like I said, back in the days when we both started smoking, or at least I did. He just started selling it, and I would just chill there and smoke because no one ever went there. Like, there was hardly ever any risk of getting caught. Like, once or twice the police would go down there, but not very much. And even other than that, the only people that go down there are like the military because it's a fucking tank track. So I was with my homie and I was with two other homies. Like, I'm not gonna give them names, but they were the two other homies that were there. And then there was the homie that used to sell me weed. And I was like packing bowls, right? I was like, I have to make this a really memorable, or maybe not memorable, either works, experience, right? So I was like, I'm just gonna fuck with him. I'm gonna tell him you need to smoke loads before you start to feel anything. So I packed him bowl after bowl after bowl after bowl. And some might say that's kind of harsh, but I really wanted him to like feel it. And with a bowl, it pretty much forces you to inhale because you take like lung hits as opposed to just mouth hits. Um, and he was like, oh, I'm not really feeling anything. And that's exactly how I was on my first time. I was like, oh, I'm not feeling anything. 10 minutes later, I'm in a trance and I feel like I'm in like Minecraft or some shit. I felt like someone was like controlling me and all I had to do was turn. Like, my legs were just walking on autopilot. It was crazy. But I figured, right, the same kind of shit would happen to him. Like, he'd be like, oh, I can't feel shit. Because I expected it personally to feel like a fucking nicotine rush. Like, you take a couple drags and you feel it like straight away. I didn't know it was going to take longer than that. And I told him it would probably take like 10 minutes to hit you. As we're walking back, he's like, oh, Elliot, I don't feel right. I think I'm flying or some shit like that. I'm like, what? Tell me you didn't feel some shit again and like be honest about it. Because this time the motherfucker definitely feels it. And he was like, oh, Elliot, I don't feel right. I think I'm going to have to like lay down. I was like, huh? We're literally walking on a dirt road. Like, where the fuck do you want to lay down? Fucking mattress land? Like, there's nowhere for you to lay down. Or at least fucking socially. Well, debatably. But he just lays down on the fucking forest floor as we're walking through there. He's like, Elliot, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm thinking, your house is 10 minutes up the road. Like, I think you'll be okay. He was like, no, Elliot, just go. Leave me here or I'll catch a bus. I'm like, no fucking buses run to kids passed out on the forest floor at like 6, 7 in the evening. I'm like, I'm sorry, my guy, but you're gonna have to walk back up to the bus stop. So we walked back up there, we walked back past my school, and that was kind of mission impossible in a sense, because it's like, I had to make sure that nobody saw me and was like, oh shit, like, Elliot's like skipping his after school thing, like, we're just gonna fucking get him in shit for it, because they did in the end, like, they caught me. And fucking, I walked him back up to the bus stop, everything was Gucci. I think I just went home after this, but yeah, like, tomorrow or the day after, or maybe next week, depending on like how shit goes, like, I'm just gonna roll up a couple joints. I'll just do like a smoke sesh story, like, or maybe like 2 stories, but 2 like really cool stories. Like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. But for the meantime, fucking love you. I'll see you later.